Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I feel drawn to talk about a different way to look at surrender. I feel like in this spiritual community, when you're on your spiritual path, you hear over and over and over again, you need to surrender. And I think that when we surrender, it's kind of a step process because we've spent our whole life learning to take control of everything, to be in control, that if we don't have control of things that they fall apart. So surrender is a little more difficult for us when we start the spiritual journey. And it can be a word that frustrates us. I know I've been frustrated by it before too. But I want to talk about why surrender is important and a different way to look at it. And if you want to do a Google search or whatever, you can look this up. The law of non-resistance. There's a law of non-resistance, and it says that surrendering to the flow of life is what non-resistance is. And resistance, it always sets up an opposing force, right? So if you resist, what you've heard the saying, what you resist persists. When you resist something, it sets up an opposing force, which is going to give you something to struggle against. And it's all kind of law of attraction. It's all kind of what we create, right? Because you believe that there's something that you need to fight against in order to get to the other side. And so surrender is about understanding that we have put in order what we want. We have asked for what we want. What is, say you want your money, the money that is divinely really yours, right? There's plenty of money, and so why should you not have a nice share of the money? So you put it out there, you say, what is mine will come to me in divine time and ways, because you don't want to get it in bad ways, because then you have karma from that too. So, that kind of thing. And then you see it, you feel it, you picture it, and you let it go. You don't resist against it, and then it just comes faster. Things that are the most important to us are the things that we tend to mostly struggle against, or think that we here, this barrier's coming, this barrier's coming, this barrier's coming, this barrier's coming, and it comes because you put it there. You put it there with your energy. So when you surrender, you say, I trust myself, I trust the universe to bring me what I asked for. When you no longer have resistance against something, it cannot stay away from you. It is law. What you want wants you. So I have a really good example of this because it was just perfect law of attraction it was before I even knew, anything about the law of attraction. I guess consciously, maybe I already knew subconsciously. But when I was in the Army, when I was young, I went to the United States Army Soldiers Show, which is like this big off-Broadway type production. And I actually got to sit in the front row because my brother-in-law worked for the general. So we sat there and I watched, and in awe and wonder, and I said at the end, and I felt it totally, I said, I want to be in that show. And I felt the fantasy and the feeling of it and the amazement, and I let it go. And I think I was in it 2 years later. So I went to Korea, and I went into some, singing contest thing they did, because I would do that stuff all the time. And the MWR, Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Office in Seoul, Korea, called me and asked me to do an 8th Army Soldiers Show, which is a mini version of that. So we went around Korea doing some singing and dancing. And while I was there, someone sent a tape of me doing this to the All Army Soldier Show. I didn't even send the tape in. This is surrender and non-resistance to a T. This is what I want. I will have what I want one day, but right now I'm gonna go live. So, part of the law of non-resistance is that helps you with that is to be in the present moment. So when you are in the present moment, you are not going to be resistant to things that are going on. And so presence, non-resistance equals surrender on your spiritual path, on any path. This isn't even just about the spiritual path. This is anything. When you think of something that's a little easier that you've had resistance against, and make yourself okay with the situation in whatever way you can, and then see how fast it turns around. It could be something as simple as criticism toward someone else involved in the situation, not flowing proper love, but being angry or resentful. So these things are things that you want to examine and you want to let go, because when you have those, that's what you keep too. So you want to look at how you can release resistance in a situation. Start with something simple. Let me know how it goes. I hope this helped. I love you all. Mwah. Oop.